Alright, so today we're using Hushed Whisper, the new Festival of the Lost bow. It's pretty cool. We're using with Utah Apex. It's I would say like top 3 SMG in this column. But I just felt like using a 900 and I don't have the raid one. And then we have Void Warlock with Ashes Ivas. Because I think it's the best subclass in the game. So, I think everyone needs to go out and farm this SMG, this bow, like right now. The reasoning for this is because I think it can be the best bow in the game. It's currently bugged, as you've just seen. I dealt 71 damage to deal lightweight damage. Which currently means it's basically the worst precision in the game. However, though, once that is fixed, I think it has the best perk column. And because it is a bow, it heavily benefits from the tier 5 masterwork. Explain what that is. Once you get to tier 3 or above weapons, they start to gain extra stats in each of the columns of the masterworker. This includes draw time and charge time for weapons that have it, which is incredibly useful, as one of the things for the Code Redemption is they introduced this tension mod, which gives you extra draw time. So essentially you have to run it because it's just a outright time to kill decrease for all bows. You don't have to do that on this one, so you can happily run. I mean, you can either continue to run tension or you can run hipfire grip if you're using Archer's Gambit to make it even easier to hit shots. And you also have Lone Wolf on this one, which the Code Redemption doesn't, and you get Archer's Tempo, Archer's Gambit, which makes it even easier, and you don't even need to use a hipfire exotic at that point, because you have so much aim assist, you essentially have good enough hipfire accuracy to make it essentially always reliable, at least on keyboard and mouse. And you can abuse Archer's Gambit on keyboard and mouse easily anyway, because you can just do that. And I'm dead. It's because I pressed the melee button. I'm lucky that wasn't a guy with ACs, and I'm actually dead. So what was I saying about? Yeah, but so this guy really does not want to fight me. I didn't get it. Yeah, I think basically if you're on keyboard and mouse, if you're an enjoyer of bows, you are good enough to not need to rely on just hitting 2 bodies all the time. I would go pick this up. And if you're a PvE player, I would especially go pick this up, because this is the only actual good strand bow, and I think bows work really well on strand, especially Strand Hunter. If you're on console, I probably wouldn't go with Archer's Gambit. I don't exactly know why to really run. Probably Slice and something else, maybe? Because I don't really think you'd get enough aim assist whilst hipfire to actually make it usable. So I would say probably on console, the Code Redemption is likely to still be the better pick. Otherwise, got this one. And that's basically all of my thoughts. I think that sums it up pretty easily. I like pretty damn sure I missed that guy. No have fire exotic, by the way, and that's just There's aim assist doing the work for me. I got the waist from shotgun, and then there we go. All he needs to do is try. I also think everyone should really have a bow in the loadout at the moment anyway, and this is, as I keep saying, the best one, in my opinion. Just because I think bows are the best primary in the game. The only counter is hand cannons, I would argue. And that's only really 140s if you're playing aggressive. Otherwise they're essentially like 134 damage for free. Which is really good in this matter, especially against pulses, because you can essentially just beat most pulses with this thing, unironically, just by having decent aim, which is quite nice. This guy will rush me and then throw a suppressor on my feet. You can't get any more close. I know, like, pretty much just can't beat the Stasis Titan. There's no one running them. That was entirely accidental, by the way. There's no one to really use it on. If you're in Void Warlock, by the way, save your Nova for the big guy. The headless one. Because you can essentially kill him, and then that's like the easiest way to win the game ever. That's one of the many reasons I don't know why I would ever run solar in this one. I know for a fact that's the guy with the SMGs, so... They kinda just stood there too long. Let's talk about Festival of the Lost. I think that's a good point to segue into. I think for an event, it's pretty good this year. I think the weapons are... I think the weapons are good for PvP. That's about it. I think... Do I have a shotgun in my inventory? I don't. Well, you can get the shotgun with aggro charge and just pull the flex cord, and that's just kind of good. It's very easy to stack debuffs in Arc, especially when you're running a shotgun, because I feel like most of the time, if you're on Arc, you're probably on Arc Hunter or Arc Titan, and at that point you may as well just be the tractor user, especially in like Desert Perpetual. So, very easy to get debuffs. You just stack jolts, and there you go, free 33% damage boost. I think it's 33%, it's some like weird number. See, if it was fixed, it would have killed him. Let's go finish with the SMG. So, Arcane Embrace, good shotgun. For boss DPS, I think. Because it... I mean, the main problem with dual burst slugs is they don't have much ammo conservation. They don't last very long. I have to go figure out which one it was. It was either like DPS ammo conservation. Gunburn is good in PvE and PvP. No surprise there. It's not really better than multi-mech in PvP. Not PvP, PvE. It's not better than multi-mech in PvE, so I don't really recommend it if you're going for that, but like... If you don't have one, you don't want to play PvP, or... you're an aspiring Arctitan and don't want to wait for Iron Banner, then... There it is. And we won the game. That was a fairly easy game. I'm gonna do another match. Anyway, this next match I may use to cure. I don't know. Well, I keep talking about Festival of the Lost, so... I think for... if you just don't want to get multi-mech, or you don't like Iron Banner, or you don't like multi-mech, then sure, go for Gunburn, but Gunburn can't get attrition orbs and kinetic tremors in the same slot. I think that just go find my PvE roll the thing. Here we go. Yeah, I can't get a kinetic tremors and attrition orbs in the same slot, so it's like... Why would I use this over multi-mech? Realistically? Because if you wanted target lock, you can get target lock on multi-mech anyway, so it's just not worth it, in my opinion. But if you wanted to set tier 5 and you think all your pre-edge of failure is worthless for some reason, there you go. That's my PvE suggestion for it, but for PvP I think it's probably a better weapon to just use gunburn. If you're going for the kinetic tremors roll in PvP, I think this gets slightly more range on a max range roll, and then this one can get low more than target lock, which is just easier to use. Let's see. Decent mini tool. Fortunately, I'm gonna want a PvP roll. And then there's the activities. So, Haunted Altars, I think, sucks. It kills my frames. It's pretty boring. There's no ads until the last phase, because then it switches to Dread, and no one can kill the Dread very quickly. The boss is bugged because they put hard phase on it. Whatever it was called. They stopped you from over damaging it basically, and that broke it. So that's awesome. And I don't think it's very rewarding for your time. It takes like 14 minutes or something like that. You get like 2 drops and a mask. So if you want candy, then it's the whatever, but Red Rumble is just quicker. So I would rather do that, because I don't really care about candy. I never usually get the candy in this event anyway, and I usually get the drops I want 10 years before I'd ever need that, so... Personal opinion, I think they should make it so you don't have to use the event stuff to make event progress, because both Guardian games and this event have the same problem where you have to use an event item to make progress. And it stops me from using the stuff I want. Like, if I wanted to make event progress sufficiently, then I would not be using Astrocyte. But I want to use Astrocyte, so I'm like... do I really want to play this? You know? So I don't recommend you doing Haunted Altars, basically. I think it's just an example of why modern activity design sucks. Red Rumble, however, is pretty fun. I actually really like the headless one, I think. Funnily enough, I think the headless one actually does a lot to make people actually play the game, because what the headless one does is apparently it stops people spawning near it. So people tend to go to a couple common areas. He's using Aureus and Naces. So people tend to go to a couple common areas. And that means you get more fights, which is more fun. Way better than just not fighting people ever, because you're in Rumble and there's no objective. If you're going to play passive in this matter. My main criticism is I don't think the headless wants to drop so much heavy ammo. I think giving you score is enough of a reason to want to shoot it for the people who are bad at the game. Because the main reason it's here, let's be honest. And I don't like Rumble because I don't like how people play Rumble. I mean, people take Rumble really seriously for some reason. And it's kind of weird. So I personally don't play the game mode, but for people who like Rumble, I can imagine having a Rumble playlist for the first time in 6 months is pretty cool. Why we decided to launch the game mode with 0 Rumble? Why we decided to launch a Fate with 0 Rumble when it's been like a core playlist forever? I don't know, but what can you do? See, because the knight was over there, I'm pretty sure he spawned back on me, which is kind of unfortunate for him, but it means I get to fight people. So I'm not upset. No, is he gonna fight me, or does he think I'm a Zuma? I think he thinks I'm a Zuma. Because he's completely run off. Yeah, as you can see, look, he has heavy ammo and he has 10 more score. Not 10 more, I think 5 more score because he went after the dude. I feel like the score is enough of a reason to go after it. So yeah, I think compared to last year, at least, Festival of the Lost is a better event, but it's never really been good. I'm still a Guardian Games truther, and that's... By the way, that's what I mean, you can't really be a Stasis Titan.
Your enemy is pushing for victory.
He's got 2 free points. Then he wins. Aureus neutralizer, everyone. Aureus neutralizer and AC/DC feedback fence. The things it does for people. But I'm really struggling to keep on track today. I don't know why, but yeah, I think it's better than last year. I think Guardian Games is still the best event and will probably always be because it's the only one that does anything actually unique. And I think that's it. Just, if you're gonna log on, farm the bow, farm the SMG for PvP. It's probably the 2 main things you can... If you're a PvP player, what's it called? It's in my vault somewhere. There it is in my vault. If you're a PvP player, just get this, then it'll do the same job as the shotgun. Then probably better, because it's void and you can actually use surges on both your guns. Same with this one. This one's probably better than both of them, honestly. So, you can ignore the shotgun if you want, although I think it's good if you don't have anything else. Get Hush Whisper, because when it's fixed, it'll be the best bow in the game. Unless you're in console, then just keep using Acute Redemption. And get Gunburn if you're a target lock Titan. So yeah,